Hey there, YouTube friends. Mass Bandit here, back with another episode of Surfside Pleasure Pier. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're excited to have this back on the channel. And if you are new and have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so you don't miss any of the fun things that we do here on the channel. So you'll notice that we are not in the map. I don't know if you can notice, but we're not in the map today. Well, at least not this part. The first half of the video, it takes place on an external map. I have like a sandbox map where I do all my logos and all my workshop items and stuff like that. It's just easier to build in a fresh, clean map than it is to go into a map that's already got some park involved in it. So as you can tell here, it's really no secret what I'm doing. We're doing a Bubba Gump logo, and it is killing me. Softly, slowly, it is killing me. It will be the death of me, but I really like the way it looks. This is one of the methods for custom signage that I use. I was taught it by Wings and Strings. And what you do is you use the half oval piece and you sink it ever so slightly. Like we're talking like a pixel or two, so that it cuts into your background, and then you can slide it and get these teeny tiny pieces. And that's how you get these tiny details on these logos. So when you see one like that, that's what people are doing. Now there's another methodology that I use a little bit later in the video that is absolutely crazy. And that was brought to me by SP Ridley, and that's to use baubles. The little Christmas ornaments, use just the hook, color them black, and they work really well for outlining. Mike, my bro Mike is actually doing that in his Paradise Pier. Is that what it's called? I think it's called Paradise Pier. That's what he's doing for his font, and it's crazy. So there's a lot of insane. It takes many, many hours to make these logos, and I don't know why we do them. I guess it's worth it in the end, but they're a pain in the butt, but they're fun. For some reason, I don't mind doing this. I mentioned in the episode about the coaster, I just don't have the desire to tinker with coasters forever and ever, yet I'll sit for hours and do this. So I don't know what all that's about. I don't know why I'm doing this, which is mindless and just could be very frustrating. Why this is okay for me, but building a coaster I don't like. Or I don't like tinkering with coasters. I don't mind logos so much. But anyway, this first half chunk of time lapse is all about the sign, the actual lettering. And I wanted to get that knocked out first before I tackled the shrimp. Because to be fair, I wasn't really sure how I was going to handle that shrimp. The shrimp. So if you've never been to a Bubba Gump's, they're around. There's a bunch. They're kind of touristy, trappy type things. Boy, I think I'm dating myself. I didn't realize how old this movie is. It's based on the movie Forrest Gump, which I'm assuming most people have seen. Even if you're younger, you've probably seen Forrest Gump. I'd assume so, right? It's one of those movies that everyone kind of sees, right? But anyway, Tom Hanks is about a guy from, is it Alabama? Greenbow, Alabama. That's right, Greenbow. And he does all these amazing things and all this and that. One of the things he does near the end of the film is he starts a shrimp company called Bubba Gump. And when the movie came out, these restaurants started popping up, and they're kitschy, and it's all themed to Bubba Gump, and I mean, it's good. The food's really good. I like it. It used to be one of my favorite places to go to as a kid. There was one on Navy Pier, and there's actually one in Galveston, on their Pleasure Pier, which is what the one I'm going to be building is going to be modeled after. So, but yeah, good shrimp. You know, they have like Bubba Gump cobbler or Gumpberry cobbler, and they have. They have this sign, and it's a license plate, and it says "Run Forrest Run" on one side and "Stop Forrest Stop" on the other, and that's how you get your server's attention. And they give you little Forrest Gump quizzes, and there's a store attached where you can buy little plush shrimps and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it used to be one of my favorite places. I had a shirt with, if you've seen the movie, when Forrest meets his buddy Bubba, he talks all about the different things you can do with shrimp. You can boil it, broil it, saute it, this, that, and it just goes on and on and on and on. I had a shirt with that entire monologue on the back. I loved that shirt. I don't have it anymore, obviously. That was a long time ago. Early high school days. That was a long time ago. Anyway, you can see the bobble method here. Man, that was a tangent and a half. You can see the bobble method here, using those little hooks as an outline. When you get up close, it looks kind of jank. But, excuse me, I have a frog in my throat today. But from far away, I think it does a pretty good job of working as a nice outline, which really works with this logo because it's a it's really cartoony, so it works really well with that. Down at the body of the shrimp, I think I might go back to the half ovals because those are a little thicker, and I kind of need that for the shading. I think that might look better to do the oval technique rather than these baubles. But yeah. Don't worry if you're like, oh my god, is this entire episode just working on this logo? No, it is not. We are going to be jumping in just a little bit to the next part, which is building the actual building. So, yeah, other than that, there's not much to talk about in this episode. I was kind of worried about doing the voiceover for this episode because I was like, what am I going to talk about? I can't talk about building a logo, and now I'm placing down black oval pieces, and now I'm placing down gray oval pieces. I mean, that's not thrilling commentary. So the struggle for me actually with these is making sure that everything, because there's going to be some overlap, and making sure that the overlap isn't remarkably noticeable, that I can hide it fairly well. That's always the struggle with these types of logos. And again, just the time that it takes to get them done. So you won't see the logo on the actual building, probably not even in the next episode. Although maybe, I don't know, we'll see how much I can get done. Now that I've got the letters and the head done, I'm hoping the rest comes together pretty quickly. We'll see what happens. I don't know. And then I have to think about how I'm going to place it on the building, because this logo is different, actually, than the one that's going to be on the building. It's got the Bubba Gump is curved, and I don't think it's like that on the actual building in Galveston. So we'll have to retrofit something to make it work. So I think after we outline the hat here, that's pretty much the end of the logo portion of the episode. So hopefully, if you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, don't worry, we're moving on in just a few minutes here. So, so yeah, we're back now. It's been a day with no Planet Coaster, and has everyone survived? I think everyone survived. I've survived. I've enjoyed not having the pressures of, because that's hard to do, man. Those episodes back to back, that was killer. I like this pace so much more, and with the inspiration running hot like this, I think I can get an episode out every other day or every 2 days, so don't worry. I do encourage you, as always, to check out the non-Planet Coaster stuff that's on the channel. If you are watching because you think, for some weird reason, that I'm worth listening to, check out the other videos, because it's the same goofy banter and commentary in those videos. And some are in real time and some are time-lapsed, so just be on the lookout. We dropped Rise of Industry. We dropped Rise of Industry yesterday, and that's a super fun game. And so here what we're doing is I'm trying to make sure that this white circle, which is going to be the logo, is going to fit everything I need it to fit. Now I might do something a little different. I might do a circle with some edges coming out, and you'll see once we get to the building what that's going to look like. And here we are. Oh yay, logo portion done. I am scrunching up the boardwalk yet again. We're going to peel some off the sides, and we're going to peel some off the back, and I wanted to show that. So proof that, yes, we are actually changing the dimensions of the boardwalk yet again. I think we might be done. I don't think I want to go any more narrow than this. The only thing I might do is move things closer to the entrance, because you can see here, we're doing that too. We're shortening the pier and we're narrowing the pier. And I think it really helps now. And that also was nice. It gave that Ferris wheel I think a permanent home. So, hey, check out these awesome letters. These are made by a member of Bro Nations named Uakins. And he was kind enough. He's making this font for Mike for his project. He was kind enough. He heard me mention that the letters he saw in the video, one of the previous videos, that the letters were too big. The in-game letters were too big. So he made these for me. And if you want to get some, don't you worry, he is working on an entire set, all 26 letters, and he's going to post it to the workshop when he's done. They are perfect complements. They are smaller versions of the in-game ones, and they're just fantastic. As I put them up here, I got some comments that they kind of looked like magnet stuck to a fridge. That's my fault, probably. So I actually end up recoloring them. And so at the end of the episode, you'll see the recolored versions, and I want you to tell me if you think that looks decent, or how, if it doesn't, how can I make it look better? Because these letters are amazing. And at night, I think you see at night, I'm going to do a little bit of night work coming up in just a second. So We're going to get everything looking all swanky. Here we go. Pulling up those lights that I said I wasn't too hot on. I move them up, tone them down, and I think that helps so much more. So now that the entrance arch has that wonderful little detail added, we're going and pulling up our reference image for our Bubba Gumps, and it's based on the one in Galveston. And I want you to know that yes, it is really this big. I actually underbuilt it. Here, this is way too small. You're gonna see in the video, we just keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's the craziest thing. It's a big ass box. This restaurant's a huge box. That's all it is. And the parts that face the pier have these little details on them, but other than that, it's this giant warehouse looking thing. Which, I mean, at first I was like, oh, that's stupid. That looks bad. But thinking about it, it makes sense, like on a pier or a wharf, you'd have these giant warehouse-looking boxes. So I actually kind of dig it. Like, by building this, I was like, oh, I think I understand the direction they were heading a little bit better. Because I was like, this is dumb. I don't like this at all. You'll notice we extended the pier a little bit here. I want to have an outdoor seating area facing the seawall. Watch the people go by, all that stuff. So we will be adding that in the future. In most Bubba Gumps, you have an entrance to the restaurant proper, but you also have an entrance into the store, like the merch store. And in this version, there's like a walk-up takeout window. So we do add that. And my shape of the building's a little bit different than the real one. The front facade's pretty bang on. It's pretty a one-for-one replica. But then the big tan, is that tan? Tan box? The big tan box and the little jutting out here of the corner here, I don't think that's in the actual building. To be frank, I have never been to Pleasure Pier. I'm hoping to go next week, actually. I'm hoping I'll be going next week, maybe. And maybe if I do, I'll make a vlog for that as well. But, like, it's a giant box. And before you put any details on it, giant ugly box. And you can see here, this is kind of a placeholder for our logo, where the one we made in the first half of the video is going to go. We'll be doing that. And I was surprised at how white the front is, but then the sides of the building are very gray. And I really like that dichotomy. I thought that looked really nice. So we tried to incorporate that along with these huge awnings and huge windows. So we tried to, again, we're missing the really huge windows in the game. And I didn't want to make custom ones, so I just nested some together in a non-appalling fashion. And then some smaller awnings here. They might be a little low still. I think I might raise those up if I don't already in the video. But then some more windows and stuff like that. You know the drill. Making it look like a building and not a box. And it's amazing how just these little details, like this white trim and the windows and the awnings, immediately, oh, okay, it doesn't look like such a box anymore. And that's one of my struggles. And if you play Planet Coaster and you're a little like about your building skills, I know for me, like at this stage, I'm never confident in the building. I'm like, this is going to suck. It's going to look bad, but you just keep plugging away. If you're concerned about that, I encourage you just to keep building with your idea. And once you start adding the details, you'll probably end up liking it a whole heck of a lot more. Like immediately, as soon as we put on that fake logo and the windows, I was like, all right, let's keep going with this. Let's see what we can do. It's just, it snowballs. It's a snowball effect. Everything kind of just, grows as you go. So yeah, this is it for the episode. We don't finish the building. We get a good front on, but that's it. The logo thing takes me a while. I wanted to show you some of the logo process. I don't think I'm going to show you any more of the logo process. You get the idea now. You don't need to see it. We're working on the little marquee here. There's a little marquee in the one in Galveston that I liked a lot, so we're going to do that. We're going to add the Shrimp Co sign. Again, straight from the reference image. It's a little tall. The billboard is a little tall, but it'll work. One of the things you can do that I, again, brought up by Wings and Strings and some others is if your billboards don't fit everything you want on one, spread them out over two. And you know how you can sometimes get the different font sizes? All you got to do is try to equally split your letters on each billboard and smush them together, and then you can make things like this. So like I have Mama Always Said, and that's two different billboards, but you really can't tell once I sink them into the wall there, and I think that looks real good. So adding some red trim with these signs. The nice thing about these signs is they do glow at night, so they're a good stand-in for neon. If you're looking for neon and you have like a wall that you can sink things into, I highly recommend you explore some of these billboard pieces, because most of them glow. And there are some small ones. There are some ones that are small enough to get some really cool designs. If you haven't seen my Uthris building, my Uthris pizza building, I have a neon sign that I made him, and those are with some of these signs. One of them is like the starburst, and I use just the tip of the starburst, and it's, you know, it's huge. It's hundreds and hundreds of pieces, but you only see just a teeny weeny bit, and it does a really good job of conveying neon. So there are some ways to do it. It's not perfect, and I think for the next DLC, I'd love some neon. That'd be awesome. Get a neon set? That'd be great. I think it'd be great. Like, I'm loving this vintage whole kind of it's almost the Americana set I was hoping for. Almost, not quite. But I'm happy with it. But now let's see what else we can get, because I hope they keep developing. I'd like to see more DLCs. Hashtag all the DLCs. So, this is actually just about going to do it. So, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see all of you guys for the next episode of Surfside Pleasure Pier. Have a great day, great night, great whatever. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everyone.